Hi, I'm Amy.
Hi, I'm Danielle.
And today we are talking about women achieving in sport. So Danielle, why don't you tell me a bit more about yourself?
Professional rugby player with England women's rugby team. Play 15s and 7s. At the moment we're training hard because we're off to Rio. I started playing rugby at the age of 5, but I did all sports, I loved it.
Were there any challenges?
I was very fortunate because I was never made to feel different at the club, even though I was the only girl. You know, I just had a dream to play for England. At the time I probably thought it was going to be England men.
Was there any kind of maybe societal pressure?
I had to give up playing rugby with the boys at the age of 12 and there wasn't anybody to play rugby with me. I was the only girl, so I ended up moving away. Moving forward into adult life, officially unemployed for a year because I wanted to focus on the 2014 World Cup. Leaving my family at one end of the scale and then also having to leave my job at the other, I always like to say they're choices, not sacrifices.
There is this really bad stereotype that women just aren't as sporty.
I think, to be honest, it's mainly around opportunity and confidence and exposure. Us winning the World Cup, the football girls coming third in their World Cup, the hockey players being European champions, plenty of tennis stars. So yeah, there's definitely lots of women that are sporty.
Traditionally, girls are encouraged by their families or maybe teachers to go into more traditionally girly things.
The role models that they're seeing aren't necessarily the ones that are on a sports field, you know, being sweaty and getting ready. But I also think that family members can be role models, teachers can be role models, and peer group can be role models. You might be slightly different, but you never know who you're inspiring.
And there's another stereotype that girls who do enjoy that kind of thing, you know, they make assumptions about their sexuality or how they present themselves.
Yes, I've definitely come across those people that have the assumption. I walk into a room and say, oh, you don't look like a rugby player. Well, what does a rugby player look like? The pictures that they have seen aren't up to date. And actually, in sport, you need to have strength, you need to have muscles.
It kind of ties into maybe a bigger issue we have with the media where they portray this one ideal for how a woman should look.
I remember my brother saying to me, I had a real kerfuffle trying to find a prom dress. Danielle, you can either be really skinny and not very strong, or you can have a bit of muscle and actually look quite good. And he said, you know, and you can achieve your dream, play for England. It's about what you want to do as a personal choice. It's actually how healthy you are on the inside. On the outside, it doesn't really matter.
During your teenage years, that wonderful thing called puberty makes all sorts of magical things happen in your body.
It shouldn't stop you, and actually it can make you feel better. Even just going out and having a brisk walk and we're going for a jog, there's lots and lots of studies around health and fitness and the endorphins that you get from that, and actually you feel loads better when you finish. The main thing is quite often around the clothes that you wear, making sure that you are wearing the correct supportive clothing. An investment in a good sports bra is key.
How do you think we can inspire more young women to get into and stick with sport?
It's not necessarily branding it as sport. Netball and hockey and rugby and football, you know, and whatever ones they're supposed to do. And actually sport is more about just being healthy and fit and doing activity, encouraging them to have the confidence to go out there. And remember, there's so many different reasons for actually doing sport. It's not necessarily because it's your PE lesson and you have to. Then quite often, having worked in a PE department, you want to have those ideas from the students. You want young people to come to you and say, how about we can do this? Right, how do we do it? Is there a local community club? Can we set up something? That in itself is a really good way of developing life skills. It's finding something that suits you and something that you enjoy and sticking with it. I think that's the key, is being dedicated.
What makes a good sportsman, sportswoman or sportsperson?
Fundamentally, dedication. Because it isn't glamorous. Whether you're a professional or an amateur athlete, you have to get up and you have to go out and train when you're tired, when your body's sore. Enjoyment and seeing the fun side in it, knowing why you're doing it, being happy to be different. Accepting that you might not look or you might not do the same as other people, but that's a real positive thing. Being prepared to hurt a little bit. It's physically demanding, it's mentally demanding, it's emotionally demanding. Sport teaches you how to be resilient and be confident and work hard and get up when you get knocked down. You know, having a bit of resilience about you and saying, you know, it is one of those is hurting or is becoming quite tough, but I'm going to stick with it.
Danielle, thank you so much, and I will see you next week. Bye.
Bye.